What's up, BMX nerds? Welcome back to Kanode Knows, brought to you by Dig BMX. Hope you had a good week. This week we got Jordan Godwin. He's epic rider from Wales, and I enjoyed talking to him and getting to know like his story and what's going on in his life. It was cool. I hope you enjoy. If you do, leave a like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. That's enough. Let's get into it. Jordan Godwin. What's up, Jordan Godwin?
How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How are you? Where are you? Are you in Wales? Are you in
Yeah,
Dundee?
I'm in South Wales, Cardiff to be exact, is the city.
Cardiff. I just I've been watching The Crown. Have you heard of that show on
I have
Netflix?
heard of it, yeah.
There was an episode where they went and the Prince of Wales. That was one episode, but then the other thing that was so gnarly was Aberfan. Do you know about that?
No,
Like
no.
a coal mining tip got like a sinkhole in it and then it came down and landslid and then killed like
Oh, maybe
60
I
kids.
think I have actually heard of that actually. Now I think about it.
I
Like
think it
the
was called
story rings a
Aberfan.
bell.
Yeah, it was like in the 50s or 60s or something, but I was like, I didn't know before, like an hour ago, I didn't know where you were from, and I watched that Undie video, and I was
It
like,
is just,
damn, what's it
it's the
like?
UK. It's the UK.
Yeah, but I mean, it's Wales.
I mean, it is Wales, yeah.
Yeah,
Most people are pretty proud to be Welsh, I feel like,
yeah.
but
Can you
but
speak
but we
Welsh?
are. It is the UK. It is the UK.
Do you speak Welsh?
No.
No? What?
No,
Can
I
you
had to
say
actually
anything in it?
when I was in primary school when I was really young, we did have to ask to go to the toilet in Welsh. If we wanted to go to the toilet, we had to ask in Welsh, and I can
What?
say that.
Yeah, say it.
That is Gai Vinti Bach Ysgwelig yna.
Holy shit! It's such a crazy language, dude. So
Yeah,
wild.
it's a weird one. I wish I kind of learned it in school. I wish I didn't just ignore it because I was like, why the fuck would I want this? But now I get older, I'm like, oh, it'd be cool to actually
Yeah,
cool.
same here. Like, but for me, it would be Spanish because I'm next to Mexico. But yeah, and I actually when I went to Barcelona, damn, like 12 years ago, I was able to like get by with my high school Spanish and like ask for shit in the stores and stuff, whatever. It was fun, man. You've been there plenty of times.
Spain?
Yeah, let's start. Let's
Yeah.
start there. What's your favorite city you've ever been to? Because you're a traveling man.
Uh, I've answered this question. I feel like I've answered this question a few times, but it always comes down to the same one. I've really enjoyed Vancouver.
No
I think
shit.
that's like
Why?
my favorite city I've been to.
Why?
I don't know if it was just the trip or whatever, but everything just went really well, and I just really enjoyed the company and everyone that was there. It was just a good time, and the
Was
city
it
was.
a We the People trip?
Yeah, it was a weird people trip. It was
How
good. It was
did
weird.
how did that start? Let's just go there because I saw clips. I watched that Undie video that Dig did with Etnies, and it was cool to see your like background was motocross and
Mm.
compare like they did a montage of clips of 2009. You're on a motocross hitting big jumps, and then you present day or like 3 years ago you're in a skate park hitting box jumps, and I was like, oh shit, it makes a lot of sense now. And then you said you found four peg a ledge and the game is over, but you started basically on nothing. Like seeing your hometown spots, it's pretty wild. How did We the People enter or find you? Was that like your first sponsor?
I was sponsored by Proper Bike Co first,
Nice.
but it started. I don't know what the actual year. I can't think, but
Is Proper still around?
I'm not sure. I'm not actually sure.
I
I
had a
remember they
homie.
were like everybody had their wheels when I was younger. Like everybody had the proper wheels because they were like pretty cheap and you could get them in every color and everyone had them in the UK.
Huh.
Yeah, I remember that when I was younger. But yeah, it started when we. To be honest, I was actually thinking about just like sacking it all off to be and like gonna get a job and just like and then just because there was nothing. I mean, you saw what I was growing up, right? And there's not really
Yeah.
much, and I didn't really have any money. I wasn't really going anywhere or doing anything. But yeah, I was going to the same skate park every day, and I was kind of over it. And then I didn't have a phone at this point, but my friend got a call saying that Seth Kimbrough couldn't come on Ride to Glory, which it was from the local BMX shop. He was going to be like the team captain for Hoffman
Yeah.
and drive the team round. And basically, my friend asked me if I wanted to go on it, and I was like, of course, it's Ride to Glory. It's like a legendary, like
Fuck
in
yeah.
the UK, that's like the best thing ever. Like I was watching those DVDs growing up, and I was like, fuck, maybe I'll just keep going. And then after that, honestly, after that, it just all kind of went. Everything just kind of took off,
When was
and
this? When were you thinking about quitting? And then the Ride to Glory happened.
I don't know what year that Ride to Glory was. It was the last Ride to Glory that happened. I don't know. I feel like it was 2012. I feel like.
No shit. That's ages
Yeah,
ago.
well, not
You were a
quitting, but
young
just not
buck.
riding as much. I
Yeah.
feel like I was not planning on riding as much at that point. I was kind of just like, because I was doing so much, but obviously I was riding all so much. But
2014.
is that when the last one was?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, sick.
Dude, that's
But yeah,
wild.
then that happened. I didn't get on Hoffman or anything, but I got to experience like a proper road trip, like a proper BMX road
Yeah.
trip.
That was your first actual like
Yeah,
trip.
with like a team, like a proper
Yeah.
team. Because I'd been to Barcelona with the local shop, like my friends and stuff, but like going away in a van and like I don't know.
How did it
It's
feel? Who was on it? Like who was the did you
uh
geek out on meeting people?
I mean, I knew a bunch of the dudes that were on Hoffman, but going to the actual shop meet where all the teams meet up, I like had a bit of a meltdown, like seeing everyone. But I
Yeah.
feel like Brock Rayford was like he was like he was definitely there, and I feel like he was like the biggest thing for me. I was like kind of like
Holy shit, that's
like
Brock.
I'd see an American, yeah. It was like I was just like, what? That's crazy. It was
Yeah.
fucking mental, yeah.
Who
But
were you
yeah,
watching back then? Like who like around that time, who were you looking up to BMX wise the most? Like who, if they were on Ride to Glory, would you have shit your pants?
uh, Alex Kennedy probably.
Yeah. Fucking
He's
A.
like,
Even right now I'd shit my pants
yeah,
meeting
he's still one of
AK
my
did.
favorite riders.
He's
Yeah, he's
fucking
definitely
awesome.
still one of my favorite. Oh,
He's
and at that time, Simone
yeah.
Brook. I was
Not now
like,
though?
well, still no, he's amazing. But when I was younger, honestly, I was like the biggest fanboy.
Yeah.
Like it was insane. I had the same bike, everything.
Nice. That's
But yeah,
that's it then. Simone fanboy, but then you became your own. I feel like
uh,
you've developed into your own. You've reached a level now where like kids are looking up to you, you know? That's a trip.
thank you.
Yeah. It's fucking
Yeah,
amazing to watch. I
thank you, man.
like so I'm watching video parts before we talk right now, and I was just like looking at like 5 years ago you were doing shit that's still relevant and fucked today, even further back, the DSOTG shit. Wow, Dark Side of the
Oh,
Goon.
you watched that?
Yeah, I watched your DSOTG part, man. I was like, holy fuck, he did a crank arm to ice hard down a rail in when whatever year that was. What, like 2012 or 13?
It was a while ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's great.
Um,
I know that's crazy
yeah.
because I feel like me and my friend were just talking about this not so long back, and I was like, I don't even know. I don't. I feel like it happened pretty. It didn't take too long at that point, but if I was gonna do that now, I feel like it might take a bit longer.
The crank ice
I
hard.
can do that trick, but I can't. I feel like I could do it way better when I was younger. But
There's
I
a
guess
lot of tricks like that. Yeah.
you just change.
Because you start doing different tricks more often and you find, like, what's your favorite feeling trick right now as a, mature
Uh,
rider?
uh, switch whips or just uh like a hard 180.
Switch whips or a hard 180 out
A
of
hard
anything?
180 just feels nice. I feel like.
Yeah. When I can barely do feeble hard 180s, it does feel nice. I've never done a pegs hard, and you've done a pegs hard 5. I was actually, I wrote this one down because I want to know, like, because people who can hard 180 just can get it. If I feel like it just clicks and it looks fucking easy. But what's the hardest like grind to hard 180 out of? I saw an unlucky hard and you're like, I think foundation part. I was like,
hmm
I wonder if that's harder than an ice pick to hard
I
180.
find the hardest one is crank arm.
Crank arm hard 180.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I find that one's I like so hard.
Can you do it though? Have I seen
I
that?
can do it. I can do it, but like it's not. It takes a while. It isn't. It's
Huh.
like And no matter how much I practice it, it just like doesn't click. I don't know.
It's the elusive one. It's just
And I
like,
would see Donachie makes him look so easy, and I'm just like, how? I just don't know how he does it. It just doesn't make any sense.
yeah, he's a
So I
freak,
practice
dude.
it, but sometimes I'm just like, I'm not going to bother because it takes too long.
Donachie's a freak. He's
He's the
incredible.
best.
Um, yeah. Let's say okay. Well, let's go to no. Let's stick on Wales, dude. Banksy's from Wales. I didn't know Banksy
Who?
was from Wales.
Who?
Banksy. So you said this
Banksy.
is in the
Well,
Undie video. You said this is one of Banksy's first.
oh no, that was a
stencils.
joke. That was a joke. That was a joke. We were
Damn.
joking, but he well
Whoosh.
apparently he's from Bristol, which is like right next to like the river that borders Wales and
Okay,
England.
so close.
So he's pretty close. Well,
Yeah.
apparently, no one actually really knows, I guess. And
Yeah.
apparently, they found a warehouse full of his artwork in like a town in Wales, like not for like 40 minutes from me.
That's dope. You've
Yeah,
seen
so
Exit Through the Gift Shop?
yeah, I used
Yeah.
to watch that quite a lot.
Yeah. It's fucking
It's pretty
sick, dude.
sick. Yeah.
Do you do anything like artistic outside of BMX? Like what's your life like outside of BMX?
Yeah. I just try. I have like a creative like creative, but like a separate Instagram where I just like make shit or like take shitty 35mm photos and just like kind of just stuff that isn't BMX that I
Yeah.
like
A
try and
Finsta.
create.
You got
Yeah,
it.
and I like try to film a bunch, film my friends and stuff.
Yeah.
And
What are you
anything.
what are you filming on?
A Panasonic AG AC90.
That's that new camcorder one, right? AC90.
It's not that new, I don't think.
Panasonic AG AC90.
Yeah,
Oh damn, is it big? Yeah, that's big boy.
it's kind of big. It's really light though.
Yeah.
I had the because we filmed a Doom video on 2100, and that thing's got like a lot of weight when you put the battery in it and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was not, but this thing's super. I don't know what it is. This thing's like super light, and it's like fish is so weird when it's light. There's just not enough weight to like.
Yeah, for real.
So I'm kind of still getting used to it, but
The Odyssey guys were just in town and Kramus was here and he was filming with the whale eye and it was
yeah.
like picking up a 30-pound kettlebell. I started fucking around and doing kettlebell swings with the camera and shit. He's looking at me like, dude, what are you doing, man? Well, that's dope. What about editing? Do you film, but do you edit?
Yeah, edit's like my favorite. I love doing both, but editing's I really like editing.
Have you edited like a major part? I feel like I've seen your name at the end of a video.
I edited the Doom video if you'd seen that.
Yeah, boom. That's what's up.
I edited my shoe promo for Etnies that came out.
Yeah, I knew it. That's the thing I was thinking of. The shoe.
I've edited a couple little bits, but
yeah,
it's fun. I like just sitting there and like getting carried away with it.
That's dope. I feel like I don't know, like riders who just ride and don't film or edit, you're missing out on like a whole nother like
yeah
thing.
It's so fun once you like kind of get the hang of it as well. You can like figure out different ways to film and kind of get like experiment with it. It's fun.
And it's good to like be that dude on a trip who can do literally everything, you know? Like, all right, I trust Jordan on second angle, or, you know, whatever
Sometimes I get really nervous when I'm like, someone's trusting me with this. If it's for a video that I'm editing, I'm like, oh yeah, I feel more confident. As soon as like, say Grant gives me the camera and he's like, oh, second angle, I'm like, don't fuck up. Don't fuck up. I get so stressed out when someone trusts me.
Don't fuck this up, dude. Please, God, no. It's on a tripod.
Yeah, I know. You just press the button. I'm like, don't fuck up.
Dude, I've anti-filmed. I anti-filmed Banger once, like a crazy, like you know what anti-filming is, but that was the worst feeling I've ever had.
I might have done it once. I'm not.
We've all done it. We've all made the mistakes.
Like when you fuck up a clip and you're just like, you feel so bad. Like honestly, it feels so bad.
Yeah, even like little shit now that I don't know. I chop somebody's head off on a clip, and it's just like it's like takeable, but it's like embarrassing,
Yeah,
and
but
you know.
the majority of the time, if the rider doesn't like film, they probably just don't even know. Like
Yeah, they
sometimes,
don't give a shit.
they're just like, no, that looks sick, and you're like,
Yeah, for real. I
yeah,
just who did I just want? I watched some video and the like you can tell like the fisheye filmer is new because he's just like pointing at the subject the entire time, like on a 360 down a set, just like and
yeah,
it's you want to stay kind of in one spot and rotate, but whatever. Who's your favorite filmer that you've worked with? I know you've worked with Grant probably the most, right?
yeah. With Grant, Grant's probably the most I've worked with. Uh, it's a hard one. I
I feel
like.
like you've worked with them all, have you? Like Peter,
Uh,
Rich.
I only recently just worked with Rich. To be honest, I love. I feel like I've never had any like bad filmer stories. I've never had like. I find it hard to like set them apart. I feel like they're all like sick. You
Yeah,
know, like
yeah.
Peter Adams, sick to work with. Grant's obviously amazing to work with. Rich is amazing to work with. Rich is the standout one though,
Why?
because he's crazy.
Yeah, that's what
I
I
love
keep
Rich
hearing.
a bit. Like I've not known him that long, but I like Rich is. I love him to bits. He's just crazy. He just has a wacky outlook on like
I love that.
how he does things, and I love it. It's like
Yeah.
so unpredictable.
Mysterious
But
man.
he obviously knows what he's doing. I mean, if the
When it
videos look
comes
good,
together, yeah. That's what I've heard is like he's super loose with like how he films
I
and
always say it to him when he picks a camera up. He looks like he has no idea what he's doing with the camera.
that's awesome.
Honest, honestly, I'm like Rich, do you even know what you're doing with that thing?
And then when he puts it
And he
together, it's
knows
a
exactly what he's
masterpiece.
doing.
Yeah.
He knows exactly.
It's cool to see him evolve too from like the early AK and Simone like Nike Batala BCN or not Batala BCN. I don't know which videos it was, but there was some clips where I was like, damn, he's not even like moving up. Like he was chopping heads off in the beginning, and now he's
Yeah,
progressed, and it's cool to see.
that old AK dig video was like a video that I watched religiously.
Yeah,
The one
so
just in
good.
Israel.
Yep.
I
It's
basically
exact-
tried to like AK had the slam seat with the free coaster, 4 pegs, and I was like, I want my bike to look like that.
Yeah, for real.
So slammer seat, slim. I was like, sick.
That's the move. What about now? Is your seat still slammed?
Yeah, slammed, skinny seat.
Hell yeah.
Probably why I'm not that great at bar spins.
I feel like there's a trend to raise your seat now. Like a lot
Seat
of
belts
riders
are
are.
getting pretty high. They're getting high these days.
Yeah, it's different.
But
I,
I feel like that just happens. Like BMX just like trends come and then they go, and
it's cyclical. It's crazy.
yeah, it's cool. It like progresses. Like BMX is changing all the time. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I remember when in like 2008. Shit. I actually don't remember. I don't remember 2008 trends, but I just remember being a kid and being like, okay, yeah, I want my bike to look like that. And 2 pegs was a cool thing when I was younger. And then like, that's pretty rare now. 2 pegs is pretty rare.
Yeah.
Um,
Remember Mike Miller?
yeah, I remember Mike Miller.
Mike Miller was like I feel like in the UK at one point he was like the biggest trendsetter at one point. I just remember at a point everyone was trying to ride like him, and he was amazing. Like best table is,
Yeah.
like, such a good part rider.
Dude, doing a table air is a beautiful, like timeless BMX thing. That'll never get old.
When certain
Tapes
people
for
do
days.
it, it's the nicest thing
Yeah.
ever.
Who's got the best tables in BMX, you think?
God, I'm gonna say something so wrong. I feel like I'm not. I feel like I'm gonna get shit. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know.
No comment. He plays a fifth.
There's a lot of good tables. There's a lot of good tables, but I don't want to say the wrong name.
I'm trying to think. I don't know if I can answer that either. Who's got the best tables? I mean, they all the goats have them. Like Chase Hawk and Gary Young. Just like Gary Young has like classic tables.
Oh, Brett Silver probably has.
Oh yes, dude.
He has a really fucking good table. He has one of the best tables right now, definitely.
He just did. I saw a clip of him doing a 180 table over a rail hop. I was
you
like,
see his foot?
What the fuck, dude?
Like over the access hop.
Yeah.
The way he like turns his foot on the crank to like.
I didn't zoom in on the foot, but no.
Oh my! I literally was just like, how has he got his foot in that position?
Yeah, that shit's wild.
So good.
I could never figure out how to get both my legs or my knees over the top tube on the one side. My shit is bow-legged. My legs are spread wide open and the bike can
Just
turn. I still have a picture. I think it was on MySpace of me doing a table, and that's that's a highlight of my life. All
you can
right,
make any table look good if you get the fisheye on the
for
quarter,
real.
like go super low. They
Yep.
look good.
Yeah.
They look over
Not bad
clean.
at all. Uh, Speaking of filming and shit, what are you working on anything right now?
Uh, the monster video freak.
Sick. Yeah, dude.
I
How long have you guys been working on that? Let's talk about that for a second.
don't even know when we started. We started. It was last year. We started. I feel like the
And
start
that's
of it.
with Rich, and that's how you've known.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
how I met Rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, since like the start of last year, and seeing some of the stuff that. Oh,
It's gonna
some
be
of the
good.
stuff is some of it. Mm-hmm.
Who's all gonna be in it? It's you, Felix,
Felix, Donachie,
Donachie.
Lewis, and myself.
Good lord, that's gonna be a fucking amazing video. Like, how long are they trying to
I
make it
hope so.
be? 30 minutes, 40
I
minutes?
don't know. I really don't know, and I don't really know when a deadline is or anything. I'm kind of just like trying to get myself on every trip and just try and like, because
Yeah,
I feel like I'm with like the goats. You know what I mean? I'm
yeah.
when I went on the first trip, I was like, fuck, I need to like pull something on my ass.
If anybody can do it, man, it's you. That's funny that you feel that way because
I hope so.
it's wild. That's a cool, humble attitude, but you're one of the goats too, man. You
I
already
mean,
know.
they got X Games medals,
That's
gold
true.
medal.
You don't have any medals, bro?
No medals for me.
Fucking loser, dude. Shit. Well, I guess I want to ask like what's the coolest shit you've seen on that on trips for that so far, but I'll save it for the video. Who's gonna have the banger part? Do you think?
I mean, it's all up in the air at the moment. I feel like Alex got hurt, so he's. I guess he has to play catch up now. And Lou hasn't been able to travel as much because obviously being so far away in Australia,
Yeah.
that kind of makes it harder for them guys. And yeah, I'd just because I've been on every trip, like every trip I've been on was with Felix, and just seeing what he's done, I'd probably put my money on Felix right now. But it's not, the filming isn't over, so
Right. Yeah.
Alex is back healthy and he's back riding again, and
Dude. Yeah. It's so fun to
you know,
think about.
well, you know what you know what Alex and Lou are capable of too, and Felix.
Yeah.
You
For real.
see how good they are.
Unbelievable. And you, fool, you could. I think that
I
with
don't know.
that lineup, dude, that's like the whole video is a banger part. There's no like filler or different like it's
Yeah, and it's
I'm
like
excited.
it's 4 sections, so I guess it isn't going to be super long. It's just going to be like, I feel
A
like it's going to be a
perfect
nice
video.
size video.
Yeah.
I feel like hopefully it turns out good.
Do you have the attention span for watching like an hour long DVD still?
Uh,
How old are
yeah,
you?
I'm 27.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely do. I feel
Especially
like
if it's good.
yeah,
But
like to be honest though, I like sometimes if it's like I almost feel like some videos are just like you just they're easy. It's just BMX video. Like they just, you sit through them pretty like.
yeah,
I don't know, actually, yeah, I definitely have the attention span.
nice. Yeah.
Some are like nice, like slow burners where you like, you know, it's going to be long, so you just take a bit of time out and you just put it on and you just.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. I don't
No.
really know what I'm saying,
If
but
there's like a
yeah,
time and place for it still. I mean
I definitely have the attention span. 100. I like love watching BMX videos.
hell yeah. That's you have to if and stay in it like you do. Do you ride every day?
I try to, yeah.
Yeah. No injuries lately?
Touch wood, but yeah, none. Oh, actually,
Wooden
I
desk.
hit my ribs pretty bad just before Christmas, and I feel like I might have broken, but there's not really much you can do about a broken
Yeah.
rib.
What's been your dude, so fucking motocross. I saw in that video you broke your tibia and fibia on both legs
I broke.
when you were young?
Motocross Injuries was something else.
Yeah, for
I
real.
should have just pulled out after the first one, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, I broke my first bone I broke was my femur, which is like great
That's
introduction to
so
bone
gnarly.
breaking. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I like really broke it too. It was like the bone was all
Damn.
like it was
But you're so
fucked.
young
Yeah,
that you heal up
yeah, it
probably
healed
better,
like
right?
it healed pretty quick considering the.
Was your like do you have any metal in your body from the motocross days?
Yeah, I have a fair few bits of metal,
Yeah.
like in my
Nice. So
ankles, in my wrist. I've got a bunch of screws in my ankle. Yeah, there's a good bit,
I've
good
heard you
bit.
can feel it. Can you feel it like when it gets cold and shit?
When it gets I feel like it's not so much. You can feel the metal. I feel like you can. I don't know what it is. It's almost like when it gets cold, everything that I've ever broke just comes back to haunt me. Like honestly, I was saying to my friend the other day, the winter's just here to remind you of all the bones you've ever broken.
That's real. Is winter fucked out there?
It's just shit. It's just like it's
Like
almost good
how
enough
cold
to.
does it get?
It doesn't get like super like crazy cold. It gets like a little bit below zero, but like nothing like it will sometimes.
Celsius, right?
Yeah, like
I'm a silly
sometimes it'll
American.
and it'll be at night. Like it never really goes below zero in the day. It's like just cold enough where you can't ride and just wet enough where you can't. It's like annoying. It's like
Yeah. So, fuck you.
it just
Yeah.
teases you. Yeah,
Yeah. What are you drinking?
just water.
Oh, nice. It looked like a fancy milk bottle or some shit.
It's just like a metal.
Do you what's your like where do you live? What's your family like? Are you living on your own? You
I'm
got a
currently living on my own. I moved out like uh, almost 3 years ago now. I was living with my mum. Yeah,
nice. That's
just on
I
my
feel
own.
like I waited until I was like 24, 23 to move out.
I
Um
feel like I just didn't pull the trigger. Like I could have pulled the trigger earlier. I just didn't. I was super like nervous about moving out and like dealing with all the shit. I just didn't think I'd be able to like survive. But then, well, obviously, I'd survive. But like all my bills and stuff on time, I kind of like just doubted myself a little bit. But I guess the only way to find out was to just do it. So then I was like, fuck it, we'll just
yeah, and then
see
you
how it
learn and
goes.
it's fucking
And
easy.
I feel like it like almost put me in check a little bit with certain things like money management and stuff. I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah, it feels
So
good.
no job outside of BMX, just BMX money.
Luckily enough, I've been
Fuck
able to
yeah.
just.
Stoked for you, dude.
It's
That's like
fucking crazy.
it's like
I
the
think
one
about that all the
percent.
time. I'm
Yeah.
like, how did that? This is so like such a rare thing.
Yeah, it is, man.
It's a
Talking to
blessing to like
so
be able
many
to do
people,
that.
a lot of dudes have jobs and, it's still hustling. So
Yeah, I
soak
feel
that shit up.
I'm very, very privileged to be in the position I am.
I imagine that happened when Monster came in, or no? When did you get to be like, all right, I can
I've only ever
BMX is
had
at my
one.
job.
I've only had one job,
One job.
and it was delivering pizzas for my uncle.
Nice.
And we went on. Ended up. I don't know what year it was, but ended up doing like a trip in America for like 3 months, and I just didn't go back to work after that.
Nice. Good for you.
I think that might have been when I just got a monster, but that wasn't like the reason. I feel like
Yeah.
I was just making it like because I was still living at home, so I was like just making enough to kind of just get by anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've
Dude,
been very lucky to be in the position I am.
that's what's up. I mean, you deserve it. It's pretty
Thank you.
wild to think about. Who was the first like Welcome to Pro happened 4 years ago for We the People, I think. I saw on YouTube.
Yeah, I think.
What's the story? Like did we answer the We the People question? How they came in?
Uh, we kind of answered it, but I was like, but anyway, I'll just go back to it. Fuck
Yeah,
it.
fuck it.
Fuck it. Uh, so yeah, then the Hoffman Ride to Glory, and then I think Fu Man, because I never had a phone, so I had to get my friends phones and upload it on their phones, or they would send it to me on Facebook Messenger, and I'd just upload all my like Instagram clips to Facebook because I just didn't have a phone and Facebook wasn't on computers at that. Instagram wasn't on computers at that point.
Huh.
So then Fu Man, the photographer, if you know who he is,
Yeah, I've heard his name.
I put a clip of me doing a fakie crooked down a rail on Facebook, and he saw it and messaged me and was like, "Oh, I want to shoot a Ride UK did these things called First Looks, which is like, I guess, up and coming riders." And I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And then he came down, we shot a photo for that, and then he was shooting, and that's kind of how I met him. And then he was shooting a trip for Proper, and
you were on Proper?
I wasn't on Proper yet, though. This is kind of
Okay.
how I got onto Proper.
Okay, I got you.
And him and Cleggy Rowland, who was TM in Proper at that point, got like pretty drunk one night. And Fu Man texted me. I guess he had spoke to Cleggy about me, and they were like, "Fuck it, let's just get him on this trip."
Nice.
Like, I think they were like 3 days into it, and he texted me like 2 a.m. He was like, well, it might have been, I don't know what time it was specifically. It was pretty late though, and he was like, "You've got to get on a train tomorrow morning at like 8 a.m. or something, and you're coming to Sheffield." And I was like, oh. And I just turned up with like on this Proper trip, and I just
fuck yeah.
And then I was on Proper for like.
So who's the new kid? You know what?
Yeah, it was so weird.
What
I
phase
was
of
like,
Jordan were you at this point? Were you colorful bike and wheels and shit?
Oh, we weren't there yet. No, we weren't there. And
Okay.
then on that same trip, Paul Robinson, the Eclat and We the People team manager, rang Fu Man and was basically just like, does Jordan want to ride for Eclat? And I was, so this is all happening on one trip basically. And
fuck yeah.
Like, oh, fuck. And obviously I said yes. And then I think 6-7 months down the line, Paul emailed me and was just like, "I feel like it would make sense if you rode for We the People as well as Eclat." And nice. I was like, "Fuck, oh, yeah, 100%."
Hell
We
yeah.
the People was like my first ever bike, my first ever complete BMX. So it's like,
that's like they're based over there, right? Where are they based out of? We the People.
Germany. Alone.
And what's the distributor's name? Like it's We the People and Eclat, and then is there something else? Traffic Distribution? Is that the name? Because I know like the ones here, but I'm not familiar with all the ones.
Yeah, Traffic's the one in Germany.
That's dope. So you've been there, obviously.
Yeah, it's sick. It's
yeah,
like pretty cool going into the office, and they have just loads of like, they're always working on you, like always doing new shit.
Yeah, that's dope.
They're always just trying to like push, I guess, just push like products and make new shit.
Does We the People have like a filmer? Is Grant basically? But he's freelance now, right?
Yeah, he's freelance now. Grant was the filmer, but there's no filmer at the moment. No filmers.
I think that's dying out. I think like brands having filmers, like dedicated paid filmers, is dying out, which is.
And I feel like you always used to be able to like pinpoint a filmer would be. They would have their brand that they would.
Yeah.
Have like Peter Adam was United.
Yeah. Like for real. That's big time. Who else? Who else was?
Chadwick was always Shadow.
Yeah.
And you were Sabrosa too.
I was Sabrosa. That was fun.
Yeah, that's it.
Chadwick did it for so long, dude. I loved it. Like he got that job years before I did, and then he stayed years after I'd left. And Chadwick's a fucking legend. I love that guy. And he was the first dude I did Kanode Knows with. I went over to his house and
really?
The first episode of Kanode Knows is with Mr. Chadwick. So you got on We the People, and then you're like, all right, this makes sense. So you're just flow team, and then what gets you the bump over the like how long from?
Good question. I have no idea why they put me. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I feel like I was pretty at this point. I was pretty like all I wanted to do was ride my bike, or like I told Paul that I think he might have messaged me and been like, kind of like, what do you want to get from this kind of thing?
Nice.
So like just to see, and I was just like, all I want to do is ride my bike and travel. I think that was like along the lines that I said. That's all like, I guess that's all I still want to do, to be honest. Just like travel as much as I can and just ride my bike and film videos.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's just like,
that's so good. You're living the dream. So
I
then,
know. So I literally am. It's mental. I don't
yeah.
even like. I don't believe it sometimes.
Is this real life? Like,
Hmm.
you have a girlfriend? It's hard to do that when you're traveling all the time.
I'm currently single, but yeah, I was in a relationship, and I feel like the whole traveling thing, and
It's tough, dude.
it is
When I
hard.
was
Yeah,
doing
it's
it,
super
I was
hard.
like, fuck. You know who did really good with that was Wong Tran. Like being on trips with him, him and his girl had just a good relationship to where he's like, no, I don't even talk to her while I'm gone. And I was like, what? And I like my girlfriend's like texting me all day long, like, miss you, babe, and it's just stuff like that. And then he's like, no, she just gets it. And I was like, that's fucking sick, dude. And now they're married
Cool.
with kids. It's like, that's money. Same with Kyle Hart. He managed having a girlfriend pretty well, but that's a tough task to like
It is
to be
definitely
a
because
traveling man and have a relationship.
it's understandable that they like a girl would get annoyed though. You're just like disappearing off the fucking face of the earth for
Yeah.
however long.
Yeah. I'm
Like
just
it
gonna go
makes
ride my
sense.
little kid's bike.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And then you try and explain like, no, like I'm doing it, and they're like, cool, yeah, it's just a little bike, be careful.
I remember my mum didn't understand she just did not get it for so long.
Yeah, they don't.
My first like trip to America, she was like, "Wait, how are you gonna go there? You have no money." And I was like, "It's all paid for." And she was like, "What?"
Why?
It didn't make any. She gets it now, but she at first she was so kind of like, I guess she was just worried as a mum, like you're just going away with these random people.
Well, have fun, son. Huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Is
It's
this
so
all because of those stunts that you do? My mom would say, I used to do backwards manuals just in front of my house, and my mom would say, and wow, is this all because of those manual things that you do? And I was like, yeah, yeah, mom,
yeah, it
that's
is.
it. Going backwards. It's like, yeah, mom, that's it. Fucking A. First trip to America, what was it like? Did you get a culture clash?
Oh, first trip to first trip to America with my BMX was terrifying.
Why?
Because I just didn't know, like I didn't know anyone. I'm about to like meet all these riders that I'm like massive fans of, basically,
Yeah.
and I've never met any of them. Never really spoke to any of them. Paul, I've only like spoke to Paul through emails at this point, and um, we went to New York, but I flew into Newark. I guess it was like a cheaper flight or whatever, and Paul was like, "Just get a taxi and we'll reimburse you." Blah blah blah. And I think I was meant to be meeting Dan Foley at that airport, but he ended up actually flying into JFK. So I've ended up flying to Newark on my own, like kind of young, kind of like naive to everything, not really knowing what's going on. I've got £100. That's all I've got. And I had £100 for this whole trip as well, which is pretty funny.
Yeah.
The taxi cost $100 to get from.
Fuck.
So I've got there, I've run out of money,
Yeah.
like straight away, like one taxi ride. And I was just like, fuck.
Paul,
And
Paul, I'm gonna need
I
that
got there and I was
reimbursement.
like, I really hope this is the right hotel. We turned up and then everyone was there and I got to meet everyone. But that little stint was like super stressful,
I
like
believe it.
freaking out. But
Who
then yeah,
was who was
Paul
everyone?
reimbursed the money, everything was fine, and
Of
then
course, yeah.
we were good.
Who was everyone on that trip?
Uh, Ed Zunder, Dylan Lloyd, Dan Foley, Dan Crook, and myself, and Jeff Z,
Fuck yeah.
that was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck,
He's
Jeff
a
Z.
fucking legend.
Yeah.
And I've
And
been learning like I learned Jeff Z's been doing it for so fucking long too. Like
forever.
since Rat Boy was around and he was on trips with them and shit. It's trippy to think about. And then like Edwin's career and Jeff, and he's still doing it. I love it. Anyway, carry on. Out of
And
that crew, who's
he's so youthful as well. He like,
yeah,
I swear he doesn't get old
yeah,
ever.
he looks the same.
Yeah.
I don't think he's that old. I don't. Maybe he's 40. I don't know.
I know. He looks younger than me though.
Ed Zunda is a name I haven't heard in a while. What's Ed? Is he still riding? Am I
I
tripping?
think he still rides.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I haven't really heard much from him, but
Do you remember what project you guys were working on that first New York trip?
it was getting the van tour. It was like a shop stop trip.
Ah, okay, nice. Yeah. What
A
do you think
lot of
about shop
drinking.
stops?
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, you don't see shop stops anymore actually.
Yeah, it's weird.
But yeah,
Actually, yeah.
there was a lot of drinking, a lot of fun. I guess we were all pretty young, so we just like kind of
Yeah.
went a bit wild. But
As you should, man. Welcome to
yeah,
America. That's fucking
it was
awesome.
sick though. It was a
Yeah.
sick trip.
Yeah, shop stops were I loved them. Like I like the little kids geeking out,
It's
you
fun.
know. Yeah.
It's like it's kind of surreal seeing how many people seeing how many people come out and just to
Yeah.
meet
And you sign
people.
autographs, you know? Like
Feels weird.
you're signing a picture of yourself.
Yeah, I had to sign a phone on one time, and that was all weird. I was like,
A phone?
you don't want me to sign the phone. Like I'm gonna ruin your phone.
On the back of it, I imagine.
Yeah, on the back. Yeah.
What if they're like, nah, do it on the front, dude. Sharpie on the front. I signed a kid's forehead one time. We went to Oregon, and this little kid at the skate park. I don't think he knew who I was, but he just came up to us, the Sabrosa team, and like wrote BK on his forehead, and he was just cheesing like
Yeah,
BK
that's
on.
it.
Yeah, I was stoked on that. What's a memory that you have like that, like signing or meeting kids or you know?
Uh, I forgot where it was. Kind of not really meeting kids or anything, but it is to do with a shop stop. We went to uh, I don't even know who it was, but the shop anyway was super small little shop. Loads of people came out. We were riding the. Someone put like a ramp on the back of their pickup truck, and we were like using the back of it as a sub box, which is pretty sick.
Yeah, that is pretty sick.
They were hyped on it. We're just ruining the back of their truck.
Hell yeah.
But there was a picture in this like shop, and it was a super old picture, and I think it was like the first ever resi ramp made. And I always remember that. Yeah, it was like
Huh.
they were like so hyped and proud of it. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like the
That's
first ever
interesting.
resi
Yeah.
ramp. Yeah.
When do you think the first ever resi ramp was?
Oh, I don't know.
80s?
I couldn't tell you.
Me neither. I don't know the history. Like BMX
I guess
didn't.
well, I'd kind of been like, I feel like it wasn't that old, but the picture looked pretty fucking old.
Yeah. Well, our sports aren't that old. Like BMX and skateboarding aren't that old. They're like 50, 40 years old. All the other sports have been around for hundreds of
Forever.
years. We like it's kind of actually insane to think about where riding has gone from just like 2010 to now, you know? Like at the highest level where you're at, it's kind of fucking insane.
It progresses quick,
Yeah.
especially with like Instagram now too.
Yeah,
So fast.
just the internet, you can see what's possible, and then you're like, oh fuck, I gotta learn that. Like you were admiring Brett's 180 table, you know? Like
Hmm.
I've never seen that shit before. Brett's on fire. That dude's
At the moment, he's fucking killing it.
yeah. Who else do you
Like,
think is on fire right now?
oh, I feel like my mind's just gone blank. Felix, obviously,
Yeah, he's super.
like
I'm like, how many video parts did he put out in
he is the most
2022?
productive rider. Like
Yeah,
honestly, it's fucking insane.
like 6 parts, 7 parts, more.
I don't know. It's like he just keeps. They just keep coming. Like I'm like,
Yeah,
where did this footage come from? Like, how
yeah,
have you
for
managed to
real.
get this footage?
Yeah,
Then you go on a trip with him, and it's like clip, 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 and I'm just sat there. Like at the end of the day, he's got 4 clips. I've like barely got one, and I'm just like, I don't know how you
yeah.
do it.
What was it like meeting him? That's what I wrote that down. I was like, what's your relationship with Felix? Because it feels, because in my mind, just seeing you guys in videos together, like you guys are the dynamic duo. And who wins in a game of bike between you two? And how did you guys meet? Obviously, I would have guessed through We the People, but tell me the
Yeah,
story.
through with the people, but the first time we met uh, was a French We the People trip, shop stop thing again. Uh, yeah, I feel like we just clicked like straight away, like just
Because you're both
just
psychos obsessed with riding and amazing.
yeah, kind of. It was a bit different back then, though. I feel like I feel like we were drinking more on trip. Well, he doesn't drink anymore. He's straight edge now.
Nice.
And,
That's why he's so productive. That's
yeah, literally.
yeah.
And I like don't even drink. I don't drink that much anymore. But back then, I feel like on trips we were going on trips and just like hyped to like just
Yeah. Young and stoked. I know exactly what you're
yeah,
saying.
like
Yeah.
just having fun, getting drunk, being idiots, and I feel like we just clicked. So
That's
yeah.
dope.
But yeah, and then ever since, like it's just been like I feel like he's just like one of my best friends now.
That's
Like
awesome. I saw him
straight away, it just felt like bang. Yeah, I understand you. Like
nice.
we understand each. Like I don't know.
You guys strike me similar, like as far as being humble and not dickheads. Like he was at the Angles premiere in California, and I said hi, you're my favorite rider, like you're one of my favorite riders, and he was like, oh thanks man, and I was like cool. Like
He's super humble.
it's been a while since I've geeked out on people's riding, and you and Felix, I've been fucking like whoa, you know.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
big time. Um, but do you like? I guess you guys, because he lives in Germany, right?
Yeah.
So you guys don't see each other unless you're on a trip, right? Or is
Yeah,
Germany
no,
close to
that's
Wales?
it's kind of close. You can like it's not a long flight, and it's to be honest, you can drive it, but we don't. We see each other. Or last year we saw each other like quite a lot, just because we were traveling a lot with each other. So I feel like last year I spent like half the year with him.
Nice.
But yeah,
What's the standout memory of watching Felix ride over the last year?
his level of progression is just like honestly like watching his level of progression in first person is just so insane. It's
What
like
is it
one
like?
trick. It's like one trick. He'll like take a trick that is already like super hard and like I couldn't even and then he'll just go and add to it and I'm just like I don't know how you've even like we're still struggling like this trick isn't like a common trick to be doing and then
Add
yeah
something to it, yeah.
it's insane. Yeah, I don't know. His level of progression is like a big standout from his riding for me. I just don't know how he progresses so quickly.
Yeah, me neither.
And he keeps the flame too. Like that's one thing that I really like being around Felix because it's never like a chore. Like he's always like hyped to
He just loves it.
push himself. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that just motivates me. I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to like push myself now.
Yeah, that's what's up. It's good to be around that. It's contagious. Like
Yeah, definitely.
I'll go in waves of not riding. It's been a couple months, and then I'll like Odyssey came through, and I went and saw them, and like the contagious flame
Yeah,
caught me, and I was like, all right, I need to get the fuck back to it. You know,
but
whether
I feel
even
like it's
even if
really
I'm
good
not
to
riding,
take
just
breaks
filming.
though.
It is. It feels good to. It doesn't feel good to not be able to do the same shit that I used to be able to do, but it feels good to come back and be fresh and excited about it again. Because like the burnout for me was real. I go up and down like
Mm-hmm.
waves.
I feel
Do
like
you?
December, just gone December, I hit like a burnout point. I feel like I'd had such a busy year and I wasn't really thinking about like my body or my brain at all. And I was just like still going. And then I feel like I just like plummeted and I was so confused what was going on. I was like, why am I not, where's like the flame gone?
Yeah,
I was like, oh, like this makes sense. I'm just burnt out. I need to just relax.
I'm
And now like
exhausted. Yeah,
halfway through, like, or like halfway through this month, I've just like felt it back again. I'm like super motivated again.
hell yeah, that's what's up. New year.
So it just comes in waves. I feel like it does with everyone.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh, progression. Are you like? Are you still trying to progress? I mean, yeah, I would say I can answer that for you. Yes, right?
I'm trying to, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm definitely trying.
What's the latest shit that you've learned to do? Or because
So
like
I spend,
progression, sorry,
I
go ahead.
find this. Sorry.
No, it's me. That's sorry. You tell me about
I
progression.
find I spend the winter especially. We've got like such a good indoor skate park, and I've always struggled with like filming and video parts and projects and stuff, but also trying to progress stuff. I always find it
Yeah.
like hard to like do both at the same time. So I feel like throughout the winter, I'll literally just just work on stuff like tricks. Like,
Nice.
kind of seems like I'm training or something. I'm not training, but like I'll just like I enjoy
You're
like I really
training. It's fucking
I
fine. It's cool
I
you're
know,
training,
but
you know?
I really enjoy like I enjoy trying to learn new stuff that's like weaknesses and like
Yeah.
it's almost like I enjoy having like strategy to like learn like if I'm not good at something, I'm gonna practice it and try and get back. Like I'll kind of want to be able to ride everything and do.
Yeah.
So I'll just go and ride the bowl for like an hour or two and just like try and pick up transition riding because that's probably like my weakest point is transition riding. But I do I love doing it. So I don't know.
Yeah, because it doesn't
Always
come
just
up
trying to
that
like
often in street, you know? Like street's a
and it
totally
comes
different thing.
it's so handy to be able to like know that stuff, like know how to do that stuff.
Yeah.
Even it applies to street in so many ways. I don't know.
I'm
I
so
mean, look,
jealous of
I
people
feel
who
like if you
can
look
air
at all
out.
the best street riders, they have like a park background at
Yeah.
least, you know.
That's and that's what I was surprised at seeing you having that motocross background and then seeing you just hit the box jumps. Have you ever fucking are there like big trails that you've been to? Can you ride trails pretty well?
I used to like ride it. We had like a small set of trails by my house where I used to live by my mum's house, but I would love to ride trails, but there's just not many around here.
Yeah, true.
And like I feel like I'm fine like I'd feel pretty comfy on a set of trails, I feel like.
Because motocross.
Yeah, just like knowing how to like pump through a jump and stuff. I
Yeah.
feel
Bike control in general, dude.
like
Like,
being airborne and moving your bike around.
yeah, being
Like it
airborne is
helps.
the
Motocross helps
scariest
so
feeling
much.
for me.
Hmm.
So scary. Like I feel like I get that weightless feeling and then I'm like panic and fuck.
The bike just starts doing this, and you're like, I don't
Yeah.
know what to do.
How
Yeah,
do please don't die.
yeah, actually.
So who would win in a game of bike between you and Felix? I'm sure you
Uh,
guys have played games of bike. What's the
yeah.
record? What's the score?
Actually, I think we've only played two games of bike, and the first one was Malaga like years ago,
It was
and he
filmed,
won.
huh?
Yeah, they've both been filmed, both
Yeah.
games of bike.
I've
Yeah,
watched one of them and he
yeah,
won.
that one in Malaga, and he won. Like, I kind of just knew certain tricks he could do, so I was like, I'm just gonna try to do these tricks. But he can do all of those tricks now. So, but and then the other one was the Battle of Hastings just gone,
Yeah.
and it was Felix, Sam Jones, Jordan O'Kane, and myself.
Oh yeah.
We all had a game of ride,
Yeah. I watched that.
and Felix was hurt, but I did beat him, and
At
I'm
a
taking
boy.
it.
1-1. Let's go.
But if I was gonna say who would win, I would definitely say Felix. He can do every trick.
That's what's up.
His only weakness is nose manuals, and he can do them now too. So
Ah, fuck.
yeah,
He's learned everything.
he can do everything.
That's actually kind of crazy to think about. Like crank flips and shit and he can do everything switch footed. So can you, huh? You switch your feet like a bunch.
Oh, yeah, I tried to. I dabble.
I dabble. I never dabbled. Just bunny hopping with my left foot forward feels fucking like it's so weird. It's a whole new thing. Why
Yeah,
did why don't
I don't know if it's new though. Danny Hickerson was doing it years
That's
ago.
true. Yeah. Danny's like the goat of that. And yeah, you're right. It's not new, but it's still like it's just
Definitely becoming. It's more of a trend now. Definitely, I
yeah,
feel like.
for real. Cuz like well, I think cuz
Or
like
it's trending, should I say.
yeah, when I was younger and I would see a Danny Hickerson part, it was hard for me to pay attention to like which foot is forward, so
Yeah, I feel
it
like no
all
one
looks the
probably
same.
noticed that,
Yeah,
right?
and now we're also in tune that we can see like, oh shit, he's going left foot forward instead of right foot forward, or you know, what which makes me think of your bar spins because your bar spin, your bar spin the wrong way, right?
The wrong way.
Is your strong? Yeah. Can you do them the proper way?
I can do them the other way. They don't look
But they're
well.
not comfortable.
Yeah, and they just look like yeah. They just look like a mess.
Well, it works out because like you can do grind to opposite 180 bar, and
Yeah, I tried to
fucking
use
sick.
it to my advantage.
Yeah, I've seen it in a couple of parts that I watched. It's sick. All right, so we got favorite city you've been in. Why Vancouver? Because of the trip. Relationship with Felix. Writers you looked up to. Yeah, writers when you were younger. Like who? We covered that Simone and all them, and then we talked about favorite filmers. Is there a Prince of Wales? I'm on this Crown shit, dude. I've been watching The Crown all week. So, who's the Prince of Wales? Is there one?
Yeah, there is. I should know this off the top of my head. There is a Prince of Wales. I'm not gonna say a name. I feel like I'm not gonna say names. I'm gonna fuck it up.
The current king is the old Prince of Wales, right?
Yeah.
Charles.
Is it Charles? Yeah. I don't know.
I think Charles is king right now. I wouldn't have given a shit about this 2 weeks ago, but I've been watching The Crown and it's fucking a good show. I was like, let's see what this has, and I was like, oh shit, this is dope. I would recommend The Crown. Let's talk about Russia, Ukraine, because you're kind of over on that side of the world and closer. Did you know? I just learned like 2 nights ago that in Russia, their propaganda on TV is saying that they're already in World War III and to launch the nukes already. Like,
I have heard about that.
that's so fucking nuts, dude. And then the rest of I don't know what the hell's going on. Do you know
The
people?
whole situation is terrifying. Like,
yeah, it really is, and you're close to it. Do you know people in Ukraine or Russia? Like who's a Russian writer
not
that?
personally. Dennis or Yakimoto, he is on Instagram.
Oh yeah, they're savages.
He's Russian. He's living in Barcelona now, though, I think.
Good for him, getting out of there. Fucking A. Can you imagine, dude? I can't fucking imagine.
It's like, I'm not super up to date on the whole thing. I don't really.
Me neither. I just heard that.
I don't really watch the news that much, so, but from what I've gathered from it all, I'm like, world scary. It's just.
It sure is, man. Yeah. That's why we escape on our bikes.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, live in our little bubble.
For real.
I feel like it's almost like an escape, but it also sometimes it kind of feels selfish, like not paying attention to what's going on in the world. But
I could see that, but you shouldn't feel bad. Yeah. Maybe in 5 years when you're older, you'll be like, all right, now I'll pay attention. If the world's still around, you know, I feel like we're so fucking vulnerable.
Anything could happen at this point.
Yeah, nuclear war, a solar flare, and I don't even know, tsunamis and shit.
Humans are doing a good job at fucking this planet.
Yeah, for real. Oh man. So I have written down family. Like, what was your? You lived with your mom. What was your like childhood like? Did you have both your parents around or just mom?
I grew up racing motocross with my mom and my dad, and then my dad left us, and that was kind of a reason why I went to BMX.
Yeah, like how old were you?
But anyway, yeah, motocross stopped kind of down to me breaking a bone and then my dad leaving, and it was all kind of crumbling in, and then my mum was struggling obviously on her own trying to afford everything, and then I was like, well, we can't do this motocross, so I'm just gonna I had a BMX, so I was like gonna do
yeah, because motocross is expensive, right?
Yeah, super expensive.
Yeah,
really fucking expensive. So yeah, then yeah, it was just me and my mum, and I got 2 sisters as well. But they
nice.
don't live, they
older?
Yeah, 2 older sisters.
Good for you. What was it? I mean, was that? I would imagine that could put some fuel in the tank for like going out and learning new tricks and just pushing yourself on your BMX to get away from the shitty feeling.
Yeah, getting away, like definitely getting away from the whole vibe at home was like definitely my BMX was good for that.
That freedom.
At the same time, I felt like that point I had to like, I'm still like early teens, and I felt like I probably had to hit the grow up button pretty quick. Just kind of, my mum was in a bad place at that point, so I was kind of like doing my best to like keep her going.
Yeah. How so? What do you mean doing your best? Like what would you do?
I don't know, just like stupid things, like she'd like cry a lot of the like at that time, and like at night it was like, I don't know, I feel like a younger teenage kid probably wouldn't want to go through seeing their mum in such like a state, you know? So I was like trying to stay by her side as much as I could, but then in the day I was like trying to go out and fucking
That's good that you were
ride
there
my
for
bike.
her. That's fucking
Huh?
awesome that you were there for her at night when she's crying.
Yeah, it
That's
was,
you're a good dude.
I try my best.
And that's hard. I feel for you, man. I don't I the dad leaving thing is like too common. Like it's
Yeah, it happens so much.
yeah.
Yeah, all the time. Like, yeah.
Do you resent him? Do you talk to him
I haven't talked to him. No,
since?
no, yeah, not since. I just
Nice.
seeing what he put my mum through. It's like, and the whole situation was just like, yeah,
Yeah, no bueno. No
yeah.
bueno, pops. What I mean that kind of leads into the motivation thing. Like we talked about it comes in waves, but what keeps you motivated? Like how
Uh,
is there anything that you do consciously that helps you with being motivated?
uh, just seeing BMX progress is like something that's really like motivating. I feel like,
That's
but my
pretty good.
riding at least.
Yeah.
I feel like, but
Do you like I remember I enjoyed like trying a clip and filming more than just like I don't know, riding for the fun of it, especially out in the streets, but I would try and learn a trick at the skate park and then go find a spot for it. And I feel like that's the sounds like that's kind of similar to what you're doing.
yeah,
Learn something
definitely
and then
trying
go
to,
find a spot.
or
And
like coming up with ideas of like tricks I want to film, and then like trying to
yeah,
learn.
hell yeah. Like what was that? What's the latest one? What's the latest trick that
Uh,
you learned?
trying. I'm really bad at opposite ice hards, but I really want
Understandably.
to film a. I really want to film a opposite switch foot ice hard, so I've been practicing that trick a lot.
Fucking A. That's dope. Speaking of ice
Still,
hards,
it
that,
still takes a while, but
I believe it. A
once you
switch
get good.
footed opposite ice hard. God, good lord. Good lord have mercy. And you did the ice hard on Hollywood High, which is pretty legendary. I was gonna ask you what's out of all those because like you did so many. You did Pegs Hard 3, you did Crook Hard, and you did Ice Hard. Out of those three, what is your favorite?
Uh, uh,
Or what was the
the crook hard's probably my favorite one now because I felt like I was thinking about that one for a long time. Like I want, I just didn't end up going back there for a while after the Pegs
yeah.
Hard 3.
So it was Ice Hard 180 first, and then Pegs Hard 3, and then
Yeah,
Crook Hard.
yeah.
I feel like Crook Hard is essentially like an Ice Hard at the end of it, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Crook and then pull up
It's
and
the little cheat code.
yeah. Is that harder or easier than just doing a straight ice hard?
Uh, I
Probably
honestly,
scarier
I
because you
feel
have to
like
be like leaning forward a bit.
I thought it was going to be easier than it was.
The Crook Hard.
Yeah,
Did that take a
the
while
ice
or what?
hard ended up just working relatively quick, but the crook hard was like kind of stressful. The sun was going down as well, and it was like the last time we could do it before I went home. So it was
Shit,
all a bit fucking.
that's
And I
all the
landed a
pressure.
super sketchy one that I probably could have taken, but then I was like, yes, I'm buzzing. Watched it back, and I was like, yes, and I was like, fuck, I'm gonna have to do it again.
Are you a
So
perfectionist like that?
I can be, and then other times I'm not. Like I'm not that much of a perfectionist.
I just
I
got
don't
to
know.
watch.
It just depends.
So Dennis Anderson was in town, and I watched him ride in person for the first time. And seeing him, he landed this trick, a crazy, like he had to go super fast. He went super high, did a crazy thing, and then landed. And I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And then he was like, "Nah." And then he went back and did it again, just like cleaner and slightly more perfect. Landed into a bank slightly better, and it's just like, "Fucking A, dude!" Like that guy's on another level.
He is. He is on another level.
And then, okay, the other spot I want to talk about is your supermarket in Undy. Like, what's your favorite clip memory at those rails, at the superstore or whatever you call it?
Uh, Probably the first thing I did down it actually in one of the old
The
DSOTG
SOTG.
studios. I did. I learned Oppie back crooks uh,
Damn!
that week or like the week before. And these rails were brand new, and I was like, "That's what I want to do down it."
Wow.
Probably the worst, like honestly, the worst fucking spot for it. I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
and I had some like pretty bad crashes, and then it just worked like super sketchy, but I'm still like really
Still,
proud. Yeah,
yeah, that's
really proud
amazing.
of that one.
And that's back in the day too. Opposite
I
180 crook
I
Indian
always
is crazy.
remember seeing Benny L do Benny L and Dan Paley always doing
Dude,
off
the
the crook.
opposite. Yeah. They now that you say that, like the clips just like clicked into my mind. I can see them doing it too. Yeah, that's wild. Benny L's a fucking legend. Dan Paley's a monster. Um, speaking of okay, monster. Is that the whole squad that's in Freak, or do they have other riders? And
I think
I
there's
do want
other.
to know like how you got hooked up with them.
I think there's other riders. I mean, there's definitely no, there's definitely other riders, but I don't really know how they chose the riders to be in the video. But
I feel like all monster videos have been rich, right?
yeah,
Kinda. I
was
mean,
it?
I'm sure that there's like other. Now that I think about it, like there's park
But
riders in California.
the full length videos, though, I feel like they're all like the full length street videos are
Yeah.
rich. I feel
Yep.
like.
How
And the
did
way I got on
Yeah.
was it was really weird because I think I got noticed at Simple Session, or because Tom Creasy was still kind of just working for Monster at that point, at the
Okay.
end of it. And we were at Simple Session, and I think I finished like 24th. Like
Hell yeah.
didn't qualify, finished 24th, and then uh, Paul had spoke to Creasy and literally was like, "I think Tom wants to speak to you about being on Monster," and I was like, "What?" I was like, "I just finished 24th in this contest." But yeah, and then that all came into fruition, and yeah,
That's
and
fucking
then
nuts. That feels unreal. Like that's bigger
that
than
does feel like there's like milestones,
yeah.
and to me that's one of them, and it was like such an amazing feeling. And a signature frame is another one, which is like
Yes. Doomsayer.
when you're a kid, these things are like the things that you like fuck, I really wish I
Yep.
wish that would happen, you know.
You got
And
it,
then
man.
all of the things happened, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, and a shoe, like a colorway with Etnies, that was another like
Yeah, holy shit.
really proud moment.
You got the shoe sponsor, you got the energy drink sponsor. You've like if BMX was a video game, you've completed the game, you know? It's all bonus from here. That's fucking
Honestly,
awesome.
like,
What's it like is because Monster's a big company. What are the stipulations? You have to have Monster logo on everything
I
like all
think
the time? Yeah,
they're pretty. I think they're pretty chill about it, to be honest.
that's dope.
2 stickers on your forks and the one on your hat, and
Nice. And then helmet.
it,
You don't really wear helmets, huh?
but yeah, they do a helmet too.
Yeah. Well, that's dope.
Yeah,
Was
they're
it
like super chill about it. You can
it
wear
was
whatever hat
it
really,
wasn't a
and
crazy like contract or anything?
I mean, there was obviously there's a contract, but there was nothing like I was reading. Like when I read through it, there was nothing that was like, oh, you
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
pretty chill.
Yeah. Like I think I was talking to Ballman about the GT helmet rule, and like you have to if you want to get posted on there, if GT is going to post something of you on their page, you have to be wearing a helmet. And so
Yeah,
like yeah, I was like that's interesting. GT's kind of
it
a
is interesting.
big corporation too. Gary Turner bikes. That was my first sponsor when I was 18. I submitted. Do you remember
Is that
Vital
what it stands for?
Gary Turner? Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You remember? Or do you know? Is Vital BMX still around?
I don't know if I don't know if it's still around, but
But you know what it is, right?
yeah,
They had a post on there like submit your video for a chance to be sponsored by GT. And I was 18 and I just finished filming like a street part, and I submitted and I lost. They picked like 6 park riders that could do tail whips and flares and stuff. And then the TM at the time, Chuck, was going through the losers and like saw my video and saw that I was doing like feeble hang fives and backwards manuals and stuff. And he was like, this kid's kind of cool. Let's get him on. So I just showed up. And my first ever BMX trip was to Australia. Like,
whoa,
talk about like, what the fuck, dude?
sick.
Yeah. And I had broken my tailbone. Justin Cosman was the filmer, and I stayed at Dave Dillaward's house, and we ate kangaroo, and I just tried to keep up with these amazing park riders going to basically a skate park tour. We didn't ride that much street, and yeah, it was just a trip, and I learned a lot. I was like, oh shit, you have to like tell the filmer like, hey, I want to go get this, and because I was just so young, I was just like, I don't know what to do, you know. I just kind of went
I
with the
remember that. I
flow.
remember the first time like having to like tell a filmer I wanted to do
Yeah,
this.
right. It's trippy, and
It's like
there's like a way
scary.
to act on a trip. Like, all right, no, I want to go get this, and then the filmer's like, yeah, of course, but
Yeah, you learn so much from traveling, I feel
100%. Like,
like.
I imagine you've been too busy with BMX. You didn't go to college, right?
No, I
But
didn't.
you
No.
have an education from like being around the world, which is sick.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess.
you know more than like you go to your university and like you would definitely know more about life than like a college kid in your town, you know?
Yeah, I guess. Maybe. I tried to
um,
take everything on board, but
yeah.
yeah.
What's the right way to act on a trip? Like what's some lessons that you've learned on trips?
Uh, try to like obviously when you're on trips, you're with a bunch of people for a kind of a relatively long, not long, but like a period of time,
Yeah.
and inevitably sometimes personalities can clash. I've been lucky because I feel like I'm not really someone that will. I hate confrontation. Like I
Yeah.
cannot deal with conflict. I'm just so bad at like I'm bad with it. But seeing other people like conflict, I feel like a lesson to be is just try and treat each other with as much respect as possible, and that applies to like all life, you know,
Yeah, for
and
real.
be respectful to people, especially if they're not, if especially if someone's not really being disrespectful to you. I feel
Yeah.
like sometimes just like a bit of conflict can make you be disrespectful. Yeah, I feel like just be nice, be
Yeah, for
nice
real.
to each other. I think that's one thing, and then yeah, to be honest, I don't know. Like I'm really bad for this one, but try to be as clean as possible, just for the sake of other
Yeah.
people. I'm
That's
not the
true.
cleanest person. I'm not the cleanest person, but that's like I try to be clean. I
I
feel like
learned
as I've got
yeah.
older on trips, I like become more clean
Yep.
and
Cuz
organized.
I don't know. That's important because it's so easy to let the place wherever you're staying get fucked. Like, and you don't want to be the one where your bike bag is open and all your shit's all over the place, but everybody else is like
That's
neat and
me.
tidy. You know, that's me.
And I always think as I'm like fuck it because I'm like I'm gonna be messy. I'm like I'll clean it up at the end of the trip. We're only
Right.
here for like 10 days. I'm like I'll just let it get messy and then clean it up at the end of the trip and it'll be clean. It's like that doesn't make any sense. It's not in a clean environment. That's
Yeah.
literally what I always used to be like. I always used to be like, I'll just clean it up at the end of the trip.
Yeah.
But
What about now? Like in your apartment, looks pretty clean,
yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, but that's the
tidy.
thing. Like, I'm not on a trip. I'm like, this is my live. This is where I have to live. So I like,
Yeah.
I
It,
try to keep it pretty
it
clean.
feels really good to be in a clean spot. I
Yeah,
It might not look like it, but everything around me is a fucking mess right now.
it looks organized though.
Yeah, it's a mess. We got all that shit, all that shit, and then let's
Yeah,
see.
that's chilly.
You can't really see it. Fuck it. I was gonna show you. There's like two different bags and new camera shit, but I'm off work this week. Anyway, fucking a. I was gonna say I have. Sounds like you haven't been in a fight ever.
Not like a proper.
Me neither,
Not,
dude. Let's go.
yeah,
I'm a pacifist, man.
we're just not trying to go into confrontation. It's just like,
And I don't like it either. I get so fucking like kind of worked up inside when there's something going on, confrontation, but not in a worked up like let it out on other people way of just like, I don't like this at all. Like
yeah,
conflict sucks.
horrible. Yeah,
But you know what's worse
it
than
never
like,
gets you anywhere.
yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't solve
Like,
shit.
you
Like,
just do circles.
yeah, for real. Like at the end of an argument or a fight, like that has what's changed? Nothing, you know? That's
Exactly.
yeah, that's a good lesson. Um, dude, health. how is your health, and what do you do to, like, are you, because you're getting older now, and like I guess you're not that old, 27, right?
Yeah.
But that this is like the time where, I was like, oh fuck, I'm turning 30. I got to get my shit together. I let myself get pretty fat when I was 27. Like it was bad. And then I realized that, oh, I guess I'm going to be around for a while. I used to think that I was going to die by like 27. Like I lived my
When I
20s
was
and stuff.
younger, I did not see myself going past like 28. So weird.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's just because I couldn't. Not that I thought I was gonna like die or anything. I just like
You don't
I
think
couldn't
ahead.
picture myself past like a certain age.
Yeah. It's
That's
trippy to think about. And then once I passed 27, because like you heard of the 27 Club, like Jimi
yeah.
Hendrix and all the famous people that died. I,
I'm
I
hoping
kind
I
of just
get
like,
past it.
yeah, yeah, me too,
I'm in
man.
it. I'm like in the border
Yeah,
at the
please don't die.
moment.
But yeah, once I got past that, I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna be around for a while. I should probably take care of my body, and then like started learning about like nutrition and shit. Have you reached that point where you like
uh,
care about what you eat and all that? It seems like,
to a certain extent, I feel like I'm kind of just like I used to eat so bad, but just like chocolate and just like super sugary drinks. And don't get me wrong, I still do, but like not not half as much as I like. Definitely am focused on, or not focused, but like aware of what I'm putting in my body now. And I think it all kind of started in like lockdown around that time, like the first like lockdown,
yeah,
kind of just being more conscious of what I'm putting in my body and just like trying to cook more and trying to like I don't know. I'm not like a super health guy, but I'm definitely more aware of
yeah.
what.
It's it's weird when you learn like how much sugar is in those drinks that you're talking about, and like just soda, and even what's a like orange juice. When I always thought orange juice was healthy until you learn like it's just literally a insulin spiking bomb, gives you diabetes. It's like worse than soda. Um,
In America, you got crazy sugar levels as well.
Dude, yeah.
We haven't cut down over here.
Yeah, there's not as many fatties over there, I believe. I think you still got some, but not as many, man. Dude, my country is obese as fuck. It is wild. What was I gonna say? Fucking A. Oh yeah, like what was like take me through your day today. It's Wednesday the 25th, you know? What'd you do? And what'd you eat? What tell me everything, dog.
So winter's always such a I like the winter just fucks my head a little bit. I don't know why, but uh I always wake up later in the winter. Oh, fuck
Yeah.
knows why. I just find it
I
like
think the sun comes up later too in the
I
winter.
find it much harder to like get going. Like
Yeah.
so much harder to get going. But today I woke up. Uh, I had avocado scrambled egg on toast
Fire. Good
and
choice.
a bowl of cereal too.
All
Uh,
right.
to be honest, I never really, I never really fucked with avocados until I started going on these monster trips. And Rich was just buying so many avocados, and
Hell
I just
yes,
loved
dude.
them.
They're amazing. It's like a superfood.
Yeah, and then I met my friend, went for coffee, and then we just went to the indoor skate park, sweated it out.
Hell yeah. That's
Uh,
that's got to feel good. That's a damn good day. What about dinner? Have you eaten yet?
I haven't eaten. I'm gonna cook after this.
Nice. Yeah.
I don't
Well,
really know I have no idea what I'm gonna cook either.
it's just make something up. Just eat an
I'll
avocado.
figure it out. Yeah.
Just talking about avocados makes me want to go to the store and get one right now.
But some days, or in the winter, definitely, I'll like a lot of my friends work and stuff, so I'll just try and get creative or do something
Figure something out.
other than BMX kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Um, what's up with Doomed? Like when did it start and what's coming next? It's you who started it, am I right?
No, it was Paul Robinson's idea.
Okay.
So
He's
and he
he's
got
the
like
businessman.
very early, huh?
He's the business guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's also a big creative guy. He's like the way it looks is because of him.
Oh, sick. No
So
shit.
yeah, like he is fucking. He puts a lot on his plate. Like
I believe it.
fucking sick. Like he
Yeah.
just throws everything on his plate, does everything.
Hell yeah.
He's a hard worker.
I've never met him. I would love to.
He's a good guy. He's the boss. He's like one of like there's a handful of people who I have like massive thanks to pay for what I have, and he's like definitely one of them.
Huge. Yeah. Sounds like it a little
He
bit.
plays a massive part in everything that I do.
Yeah.
But yeah, he started it. Well, it was when we were doing my V1 on my frame.
The Doomsayer.
Yeah, and he just texted me. He was like, "What if we just like started a t-shirt company called Doom?" He's like, "Do you like the name?" And I was like, "Yeah, I fucking love the name. Of course I do."
Yes.
We just did a run of t-shirts, and then it's kind of just been uphill ever there, and kind of just picked, or just got my friends involved basically, and
That's
then
fire.
worked on that video as well as going on other trips, just because to make funny videos.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
It's one of those, like, I thought, because I didn't know the behind the scenes of it, I thought it was you doing your own like distribution and shit, and I was like, that's a lot, like to get hats made, to get shirts made and shit.
Pulls the
That's dope.
secret assassin behind it.
I had the thought of, I was like, I should ask him for a hat. Let me get a doomed hat. But
You can get.
I have to custom order on Amazon like double XL dad hat and to get a hat that fits my head. Like big ass head, dude.
I've got a tiny head.
Lucky, normal guy, you know?
Things like all the way. Like
no shit, yeah, for real. Even at full capacity, that thing's not going on my head.
Still, yeah, like
that hat would look like a yarmulke on me, dude.
And the future of, I don't really know what the future. We're gonna obviously just work on another video slowly.
Dope.
Did chapter 1. I guess we'll do chapter 2.
Makes sense. Chronologically speaking, that makes sense, man.
It makes perfect sense. I don't know. Yeah, no time limit though. Just want to get it right. I'm like really proud of the first one. So yeah. I want to make the second one. I want to be as proud of that one too.
And then the premiere, like that's one of the best feelings ever.
We completely missed the premiere because it was in lockdown. So
fuck,
online thing.
Damn.
So we haven't experienced that yet.
Yeah, sick. Well, you will with the next one.
It'll be good. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless they start doing like another bullshit lockdown, like I don't know, the next one will be a global warming lockdowns, like stay inside. Because
me and Paul were like, we've said like the second one has to have like a proper premiere.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
It has to,
like the best night of my entire life was at our mediocre at best premiere, and and I'll never forget it. It's fucking. I felt like I could die after that. I was like, okay, I'm done. I did it. Like I put so much like my entire life existence into that video, and then once it was done, I was like, I'm cool. Take me.
We've done it.
Yeah, we've done it, and then life goes on.
I always think about when I think premieres, I always imagine how good the Deadline premiere must have been.
Yeah,
like being there and watching it for the first time and just being like,
I can't remember if I was there. I think
that level of ride. I just remember watching that video for the first time and just
screaming,
jaw on the floor the whole way through.
Yeah, it's incredible. I don't think I was at the Deadline premiere, but yeah, I can imagine just fucking screaming and hollering and yelling. I remember I was at a premiere for a really good video. I can't remember which one it was, but it was like after a Nora Cup or something. It was a pro level and just having everybody scream. But the thing that I have beef with, everybody's premieres are all at like a bike shop with no seats. Everybody's either standing or sitting on the floor. Like you got to do it in a movie theater, man. Like the movie theater vibe is the move, especially if it's like alcohol friendly.
The foundation was it was at Simple Session in a movie theater, and that was
sick.
Like,
fuck yeah,
that was sick for me. And that was like the first time I'd been part of like a full-length video, like by a bike company.
Yeah. What's your favorite clip from that foundation, if you can remember?
I remember
there was the 540 that it opens with, and you fall,
the
right?
Crash. Yeah. I hit my head pretty hard twice on that.
Whew. And then the second angle of you actually landing it, the kid's just on his cell phone. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, I know. And little story about that. We were on the way there, and Dill and Ed were over filming for it. And we went, that spot's like pretty close to my house, and I was like, Dale, you'll be able to do something down this. And it's like recognized as like kind of like a bit of a legendary local spot, I guess, St. Paul's. And Dill just like, I was like, I've wanted to fight it for ages. And Dill was like, I don't know who made the deal, but like, if I switch whip it, or like, I was like, if you switch whip it, I'll do the fight.
Hell yeah.
And I think it was like, I don't know why I was like, oh, that's like kind of the similar level. Like,
Yeah.
and then Dill just literally barred down it, turned around, he was like, you ready? And just like, honestly, first try, switch it perfect. He didn't even make it. And I was just like, oh, what have I just found myself up to? I was like so stressed out about it, but it worked, and I'm pretty buzzing about that.
That's a good way to get yourself to do something scary. Is the trade off. Like, all right, if you do this, I'll do this.
Yeah, the trade off's fun.
Yeah, that's homie shit. That's a standout clip. What else is there? The long ass.
I remember really wanting a hard five in it, and we managed to get that in.
Yeah, the white. Is that the white upledge peg side
five?
Yeah,
like the upledge thing.
Yeah, that was cool. That was a standout clip.
I was pretty hyped about that, and I don't know. Oh, the ice down the Red Kinker. I was pretty.
Yeah, dude.
That's like that's right by my mum's house. Like,
nice.
It's the only rail in like the area, really.
Sick.
In that village.
But, it's a huge rail.
It's super low to get on, so it's not that intimidating, but it obviously looks so good.
Yeah.
It took a while though. It did take a while.
I would imagine it would take a while. I mean, but that's a skill in itself too. Just being able to try an ice but not die and bailing all the time. You know, like set your peg down.
I really wanted to. The idea was to go and try ice hardy, but I didn't.
Shoo!
I definitely thought. I don't know what I thought, but then I literally hopped into the ice and I was like, nope, yes, I'm just icing it.
Hell yeah. Those are two good ones. All right, well, let's hit the speed run and we'll get you out of here. Mount Rushmore of all-time riders.
Oh, God.
There's four heads on it. You've got three.
I have my three favorite riders for so long.
Okay, but you got to add one more.
Okay, so my three are Nathan Williams, Alex Donachie, and Alex Kennedy. They're my top three favorite riders.
What was the first one you said?
Nathan Williams.
Oh, okay. Nathan Williams, Alex Donachie, and
Alex Kennedy.
Yes. All right. You got to add one more.
Hard. I ride. It's kind of a odd one, but I really enjoy watching all of his riding. But I don't know. I don't even know his full name. It's just Robbo, who rides for Mutiny or rode for Mutiny. Pegless guy with the brake. Always used to ride with Matt Rowe.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. He's awesome.
He's big standout.
Yeah.
I always got drawn to his riding. If I was ever gonna watch Pegless stuff, that would be the first name that would come to mind.
That's awesome. I haven't heard his name in a long time. That's dope.
I always thought I always thought he was almost slept on a little bit. I don't know.
I think he was really cool. I don't know. It's like different. There's niches.
I guess if you know who he is, then you know who he is.
Yeah, for real.
He's amazing. The way he just made stuff look floaty.
Yep, smooth style. That's dope. That's cool Mount Rushmore. It's unique. That's different than a lot of everybody's in the comment section on every single one is fucking Matt, you Dave Mira, Matt Hoffman.
Yeah. But I guess I'm a bit later I'm a bit later. I'm a bit more of a later stage that I came into BMX. So obviously I know Mike Aitken is
yes,
the best, but I didn't grow up watching Mike Aitken because
that's true, dude. Because this shit happened before. Yeah.
So
damn. He's made a really, really dope comeback. That's so crazy to think about. Just a normal day, and then all of a sudden everything's you have to relearn breathing or relearn talking.
Terrifying.
Yeah, and now he's back riding, and it's fucking awesome. It's incredible that journey.
So good to see. It's so good to see people that sort of thing happen because of BMX, and then they come back and ride BMX.
Yeah, can't keep them away.
Same with Burns, Sean Burns.
Yeah, for real.
Broke his back, he was fucked, and now he's fucking back 180 pegs and then rails again.
Sean Burns is a goddamn legend, just like Mike Aitken. just doing this podcast, I've learned like, because like I came in probably you're a generation after me. Like you started in 4 years after I kind of started. I think I don't know. I like started paying attention really in 2006 and 7 and 8, and then you started paying attention in like 2012,
Yeah,
2011,
yeah.
and then even just talking to people that are like 4 years older than me, I'm like, oh fuck, I didn't know that or about this. So this whole thing of talking to people, I'm learning a lot.
But yeah, I'm a super open to learning. Like,
Yeah, you gotta
really.
like it's hard to remember everything, but you get educated on your like local scenes history, and then you learn
Like,
about
for
other shit.
example, voices,
Yeah,
voices,
dude. Yes.
like way before me. But I remember the first time I watched that, I was like this is so good.
So good.
And
That
like
same here.
Marv
Yep.
section in that is so good.
I gotta
Like,
rewatch it. I can hear the song in my head, like UK rap
yeah, it's
Marv.
pretty radical.
Yeah, it's so good. I gotta rewatch it. But that was one of the first videos. That video changed my life 100%. I think I was like pedaling around on a mountain bike in my neighborhood, and my neighbor and best friend Cleon was the only one in the he got a BMX bike, some Eastern or something, and then he was on his computer on video Google when that was a thing and showed me voices, and I was like, holy shit, this is so cool. Fuck mountain bikes. I'm getting a BMX bike. But first I learned how to 180 on a mountain bike, and then got into BMX. What are the other questions I ask at the end of these things? You listen. What's the other shit? What do I say?
I can't even think. Who's who? Let me ask you a question.
Hit me with it.
Who's your favorite filmer?
Rich Foreign.
Which one? Okay.
Yeah, I
I
think
was
Rich
just
Foreign is my favorite. And then like the Happy Medium guys here, Buster and Hunter O'Shea. They're skater filmers. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but a Happy Medium is a pretty phenomenal
I think
skate video. Yeah,
who's the
Jaws is in it. John Mata is in it.
fuck, this is gonna take ages now. There's this skate film super sick. I literally don't know how I forgot his name because I was obsessed with this shit for ages.
He's a filmer.
Yeah, but he filmed a video, like a full video. I can't even remember the name of the video, but it's all like based on animals.
Yes, I have that. Spirit Quest. Spirit Quest.
Quest.
Yeah,
What's his
dude.
name? What's the
I
guy's
can't
name?
remember his name either. We
That
gotta look
video
it
is
up.
so
Yeah,
fucking good.
it really is. Like it's like planned
Putting the
out.
VX in the bag and like going in the water and shit,
So
and
good.
all like the transitions of just like flipping the camera.
Who did it? Because this guy, the guy who made that video, moved on, and I
There's
follow.
like
Oh,
Netflix
his name's
shit now, doesn't
Colin Reed. Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's like he's doing real big shit now,
Big
and
shit,
it's so
yeah.
cool. Yeah, that's a hell of a video. When that came out, I was watching that over and over
The
again. Just for
chameleon section, we're like
yes, it's epic.
genius, like actually a genius.
100%. It's like inspirational. It made me want to get so trippy. I was working on Lightworks when we watched Spirit Quest, and I was like, okay, I want to do something similar to this. And then I started trying to get trippy, and then I went so trippy to where I was like, I think it's trippiest to not be trippy at all. And then I just like cut out all the bullshit and made it just writing. Like I went full circle of let's get fucking weird and then normal.
That video is like a lot about the film, and like the skating's obviously really good.
Yeah,
but you can tell that it's like super like filming based.
100%.
Like all the sounds and just like
it's well produced. And yeah, following him, I follow him on Instagram, and he's doing like bigger, way big shit. That's sick.
The logo's like the claw, isn't it? Like the
Mandible Claw. That's his name. Yeah. So I think it's at Mandible Claw on Instagram. If anybody wants to go check that dude out.
Oh yeah, I forgot we were actually recording. This is gonna go on the internet. Completely just forgot.
Hell yeah, that's good. That's a good sign. All right. Where are my fucking questions at, dude? Fuck it. That's it.
Who's your favorite? Yeah. Who's your favorite riders?
My Mount Rushmore. Nobody's asked me that yet. I don't know. like for me personally, my influences, Carl Pointer was the biggest influence at the beginning. Bruce Chrisman, Ian Schwartz,
Sick. Oh, sick.
the Free Coaster generation, and then like this, I'm talking my that's my that's not like all time Mount Rushmore, but that's like the ones who had an impression on me, and then local Drew Hostleton was like the guy and the spot guy in my city. Do you know who Drew is? Drew Hostleton?
I recognize the name.
Yeah, he might have like kind of retired around the time that you got into it and moved up to Alaska. He's been gone a long time, but yeah, he's fucking awesome. And then just the mediocre squad is pretty fucking sick. Like Troy Blair and Joey Mata, Clay Johnson, Eric Ballman, all the boys. But
Eric
let's
Bowlegged,
see.
yeah. What happened to Eric? Where did he?
He's still riding.
He still
He like
rides.
yeah, he went on like a break. He got, married and was working all the time and kind of I think wasn't riding as much, and then now he's kind of back. He's on
Sick.
GT. He rocks his helmet. He makes, silly reels on Instagram and
Sick. As
fucking yeah, he has fun.
long
He
as he's
just
having fun, yeah.
over. Yeah, exactly. And I got him out of he was working at this bar as a bartender for like 12, 13 years. Have you been to Phoenix?
No,
I
I
was gonna
drove
because
through
there's
it and went to I forgot the
somewhere
name. I forgot the name. Yeah,
New Mexico.
completely forgot the name. Never
Fuck
mind.
it. And so there's a if you ever come to Arizona, like you would probably end up at a place called the Cornish Pasty, and they make pasties, which are from overseas, but they're here and they do a good job. But anyway, he was working there for like 15 years, and then I got him connected with the real estate guys that I work with, and got him on board, and that changed his life. And now he's got a whole different. This I'm pretty proud of that.
Sick.
Bauman's my big homie.
Yeah, that's sick.
I do kind of want to try like all-time Mount Rushmore, all-time greats.
The all time.
Fucking, that's so hard. All right.
You need a couple of Mount Rushmores, like.
Yeah, I know, right? So, I mean, if I objectively speaking, we got to include Mira and Hoffman. There's so
Yeah.
2 spots are gone already. I want to say Simone. Simone is like one of the most influential riders of all time. And
Edwin.
yeah, dude, Edwin too. And so the Mount Rushmore.
There it is. It's
yeah. Simone, Edwin, Mira, and Hoffman. That'll be my official all-time Mount Rushmore. But yeah, honorable mentions: fucking Mike Aiken, Brad Sims, everybody. Like fucking you, Felix, Lewis. Like unreal. It's such a trip. I got to talk to you. I got to talk to Donachie. I got to talk to Lewis. It's fucking awesome, man. Unreal. What's that?
Doing with Felix.
Yeah, I know. Fucking A.
Got the full freak video.
Yeah, let's go.
Get one with Rich. If you can get one with Rich.
I kind of like that. I kind of like that. I won't do one with Rich because I don't think he would do it. He's a mystery man,
He's the man of many mysteries.
Yeah. What do you think? Would Rich do this?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, if he ever wanted to, the invite is open. It's a weird thing, this like inviting people to do this shit, Like, hey, you want to be like, as soon as Dig came into the equation and it became like an official thing.
The Edwin one, I was really surprised.
Yeah, me too. He fucking hit me up, dude. It's like, get the fuck out of here.
Fuck, you got Edwin.
Yeah,
I just feel like he's someone that maybe wouldn't want to.
Yeah, I wouldn't have asked him. Like I was, I would be too shook to ask Ed. But he DM'd me like, yo, let's talk some shit. I was like, word, all right, let's do it.
That's sick.
So cool. And then following with Rat Boy, having him over in my house and kind of hearing his history was cool. Yeah, those 2 back to back, and Dakota was like within that 3, and it was just like, whoa, dude, what is this? This is sick. So
we done one with Hoda.
No.
Hoda would be sick.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if I've ever like crossed paths. I think I've been in the same places at one point, but yeah, fucking A. Yeah, I'll try Hoder. Who else do I have on here? I know you mentioned Dan Foley earlier. I want to do him. You can see Rich Foran is on the bottom.
He's already on there.
We got Maloof. I already did one with Tony Ennis coming this year. Jeff K, and Dan Foley and Nick Sebasti. Those are all. I wrote those names down forever ago. But yeah, it's a trip. Cool. Thank you for doing it. How long have we been
Thank,
going?
thank you for having me. I don't know. I
Yeah,
have no idea.
almost 2 hours, I think. So
No, I was literally, to be honest, I was looking at something the other day, and I was like, what's like the average length? And then I saw it was like, it's kind of like almost 2 hours, and I was like,
yeah,
I don't know if I'm not the best at. I feel like I'm not the best at like talking. I was like, I don't know
me
even know
too.
if I can make. I don't know if I can make it 2 hours.
That's also how I feel. I'm like, I don't know if I could do this,
But
man.
I feel like the conversation went pretty like
Yeah,
easy.
as long as I don't know, you just got to be. For me, I'm just like I am genuinely curious about all the shit, you know. And I love BMX, and you're a dope rider, and it's cool to meet you. And
Thank you, man.
maybe we'll meet in person someday, you know. If you ever
Not in
come
the
to
virtual
Phoenix, you
world,
gotta
in
holla.
the real world.
Yeah, in the real world.
That'd be sick.
Um, fucking a, that's a wrap. Jordan, any last words? Any advice for young kids? That's the other thing that I ask. Any
Uh,
advice for young kids?
oh God. Have have fun and be nice.
Perfect. That's it. Have fun. Be nice. Bye. Hello, you've reached the end of the video. Thank you for watching another episode of Kanode Knows. Like and subscribe, all that shit. Share the show with a friend. Tell your mom. Tell your mom's friends. That's it. Shout out Dig BMX. See you next week.